Hello, my lovelies. How are you? I am Eriu and this is Eriu Tarot Readings. And you, my darling, you are very welcome here today. So guys, I'm so sorry I've been MIA for quite some time. Life's been a bit busy and I've been doing other things and applying for other things and such. So, well, you guys voted and you said to me, majority was that you guys wanted bi-weekly readings. So here I am. I know I didn't get, unfortunately, to the start of May, which I'm really sorry about, but I am on the go here and I'm ready to rock with your 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks of May, your bi-weekly readings of May 2017. So my lovelies, let's rock and roll. There's no time to waste and let's do your reading. Hey Capricorn, how is it going, my friends? You're very welcome here today. So, my lovelies, this is your bi-weekly reading. Well, you know, bi-weekly meaning 2, because that's what you guys voted for. But there's there's also a half a week. So really this reading is for May the 15th to May the 31st. So you're looking about 2.5 weeks, okay? So what I'm going to do for you guys in order to cover that fully is to do a 6-card spread for your general reading, and then I'm going to do a 6-card spread for your love reading. Speaking of which, Page of Cups. Yeah, so that's what I want to do for you, so you guys will get a lot more information, I think, to help you through the next few weeks. So Cappies, I hope you're all well. I hope you're all doing fantastic. Today, all this week actually, in Ireland, in Dublin where I'm from, the sun is shining, it's gorgeous outside. I was just playing some jazz, man. I am happy out right now. I encourage you all to get out into nature because that's your element, right? You are earth signs and you need to re-energize through the earth itself, through the vibrations of the earth. So do that. And as always, oh my God, these kids keep flipping on me. As always, check out your moon and rising sign and I'll put the link below for you. Right, okay, let's get cracking, yeah? Let's see what's going on for you guys. I hope you've had a nice few weeks. Hope you've been okay. Apologies again for being MIA, but you know, sometimes life just kind of does that to you. Had to take care of other things and get things moving and grooving for myself, and then come back being more energized version of myself for you guys. Okay, so let's check out your next few weeks in your general reading. So we're going to really look at home, friendships, and work life here as well. Okay, cool. Now, this is your first week, and this is your second week at the bottom, okay? So, starting off, always remember start of the week, midweek, end of the week. So, really cool, starting on May the 15th, which is the Monday, you've got the Temperance card, Major Arcana. Just kind of overlooking this in general, you guys seem okay. We're going to figure out what happens here, but all in all, you guys seem alright. I like this. Let's go. So, Temperance card, beautiful card. In the traditional Rider-Waite deck, you have this benevolent figure that holds 2 cups, and there's this beautiful liquid, you know, you could say it's water, very pure, very cleansing, that flows in between these 2 cups. And this divine figure traditionally isn't wearing any shoes. It has a beautiful robe on, it's got wings, and they're kind of standing with their foot slightly in the river, and this river flows up into the background behind them. Temperance can also be a Sagittarius card. So if some of you have your moon sign or your rising sign in Sagittarius, or this doesn't, to be honest, this isn't a person for you. This is the energy that you're going to embody within the very start of the week, of the lovely Monday. So lovely, lovely energy. Again, Temperance is really about balancing of the self, and you know, as you know, you guys watch this, you know what I'm like. I'll always talk about the self and the balancing act between the two, because really we do that constantly on a day-to-day basis, whether we're aware of it or not. And we go through so many waves of emotion that sometimes, and a lot of the time, you got to check in with yourself and say, look, am I doing all right? Am I doing okay here? So Temperance is very much this Major Arcana energy that does that for you, that allows you to balance yourself out in many ways. But also it's like life is doing that for you. Sometimes it's not about you taking on this energy. Sometimes it's the world around you. It will allow you to do this. It's funny, this doesn't feel like it's a choice for me, for you. You know, you're not sitting down going, okay, am I okay here? Do I need to do this, 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 and this? Because I know, Capricorn, you're very practical as well, right? And in some ways you like to be practical about your emotions and how your inner workings are. But this more so feels like this is all happening kind of around you. And whatever your environment is at the start of this week, whatever you're really stepping into, that does that for you. So I said to you at the start of this video, what you got to do, you got to get out into nature, you got to re-energize yourself, allow the external environments to aid you in that process. But lovely, it's the strong energy, but it's not an overwhelming energy at the start of the week. So I like this, that you're bringing this in. This is really, really cool. Good on you. Now your midweek is the Knight of Cups. Okay, lovely, right? So we've got this, when I said about the 2 cups of the Temperance in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, really great that you've taken on, and in this instance, you've chosen to take that external energy, that external environment that has allowed you to balance yourself out. You've gone forward then and you've taken one of those cups and you're saying, well, okay, I feel better within myself now. I feel kind of a bit more emotionally secure. Now, being emotionally secure doesn't mean that you don't feel everything, and it doesn't mean that you don't feel it with strength or with dilution almost. It's like you're deciding to take this cup of knowledge, of emotion of the self that you've acquired at the start of the week and what your external environments have allowed you to acquire, and you're taking that with you and you're moving forward you're moving forward with that for yourself. And I like this because normally, like, a Knight of Cups is about being a messenger, right? They always got something to say, and sometimes this can be giving your cup of love essentially to someone, giving your cup of emotion. But this doesn't feel like this. I know I'm saying this is a general reading. We'll go on to a love reading next for you of the next few days or next few weeks. But this is very much holding your cup because you want to hold it for yourself. In many ways, having love for yourself and understanding that before we can give ourselves to someone, we have to learn how to love ourselves. You know, like warts and all. But, you know, I always say, like, I know Capricorn sometimes as well, you kind of seek perfection. And then other times you go, I'm just too lazy for her, I couldn't be bothered. Which is good. I like that you've decided to, because perfection in many ways is very bloody boring. Do you think so? I personally do. And even visually, when people try to perfect themselves, I'm like, it's just a bit boring, really. You want to look like everyone else. You want to be like everyone else. You want to be part of the crowd. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. But to learn more about ourselves and our imperfections, that's way more important. So you're moving into the middle of this week with that beautiful, beautiful cup energy of, in many ways, emotional knowledge of yourself. And you're saying, okay, you know what, because I don't know, because I didn't obviously I've been MIA for a while, so again, my apologies. But in the previous readings, you guys weren't having overly harsh energy, but it was a bit rough every now and again, if I recall correctly. So now you're saying, look, I really feel like, the waves have parted and you're just walking on through, but you're walking on with this inner knowledge of yourself, that emotional knowledge. You've collected this emotional data. It's allowed you to allow the energy within the cup to move and be frequent, but not overwhelm you. And even if it does, you're okay. You know internally you're okay. And you bring that forward, but you bring it forward for yourself. Do you know what I mean? And you're like, yeah, I'm holding this. This is me. This is my inner workings. This is all of it. But at the same time, what's lovely about this is that you're giving that as a message to other people. You're letting them now know who you are on the inside. Obviously not all aspects of the self, but emotionally who you are. And you're saying, well, look, I don't want anyone to, in a way, emotionally support me right now. I want to emotionally support myself. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good. You know, people are like, oh, how are you? Especially things like breakups or something bad happens in work and you become affected, absolutely. And the people are like, how are you? You know, you get that tilt of the head to the left, like, how are you doing? And before, maybe you would have been like, oh, I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm grand. I'm fine. And you wouldn't have been. But here you're just like, yeah, no, I'm good. Like, I got me. I'm good. And I love this. And you move forward. This is you moving forward. He's looking to the right-hand side. It's always about moving into the future. And this is important for you because then you come up with the Seven of Rods. So whatever this was in your workplace or friendships or something of that nature, even like domestic home life, you have been through the mill a little bit. So my lovelies, whatever happened in the first few weeks of May for you, that you definitely needed this to come in and be like, oh, we gotta level them out a little bit, yeah? We gotta give her some strength here. Or her, him or her. And it's given you, you've learned that lesson from it. And then you come into the Seven of Rods, which is like beautiful, fiery one energy. But yeah, it's, at times it could be a little bit belligerent. And even though this isn't an overly belligerent, argumentative card, it's obviously the next card from the Six of Rods, which is all about having to fight your battles in many ways, and Five of Rods as well. But here we have someone who's just standing there, holding up the rod, but they're above all the other rods. And this is very much being you standing alone again. This feels very, very singular, Capricorn. And like, I don't see a problem with that though. You know, you guys are really resourceful, but you're like resourceful within yourself. You know what I mean? But so this shows here that whatever this fight was, whatever this was that you had to deal with, may have obviously not been a physical fight, may have been a verbal fight. Maybe it's just like, you know, those, I call them like vibrational altercations, where it's like you just don't get along with someone or they don't get along with you, and you try and they're not having any of it, and you kind of just, energy wise, you just butt heads and it just doesn't work. And sometimes nothing's ever said, but you both feel it. And when you see that person again, you're like, oh, what is this barrier that we just can't seem to get through? This may have been a few people for you, because we've got the Six of Rods again. Just to let you know, in this particular deck, rods is wands, right? So there may have been a certain amount of people that you're battling. May have been a certain amount of people within an institution that you're trying to push against, and not in a kind of oppositional way, but like you're trying to get somewhere, you're trying to open those doors, you're trying to be like, dude, let me in, I'm totally ready for whatever this is. And people are just going collectively, no, 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 no. I feel like you're hearing a lot of no's around you, or whatever door you're trying to open, it's not moving, it's not. And you're like, what is going on? Why? I'm knocking on all these doors, I got what I need, I know it, I have it, so why the frig can't I get in? And you feel like all these people are just closing the door on you one by one. Now, Seven of Rods is about you overcoming that. You're still in the midst of it, but you're elevated. See how he's elevated? And you hold your own rod. You can do this. Like, you got you. I feel like I need to say that a bit more to you. Like, you have yourself. You are your greatest asset, Capricorn. And you need to believe in the strength that you have within. I feel like I need to say this over and over again to some of you. Do not let this push you down. Do not let people push you down. But you're not. It's good. This is something that I know you had to kind of learn a little bit as well, isn't it? You kind of had to learn how to, not that you're not passionate people, like you're kind of quietly passionate people, but it's more of a case of you've had to learn how to express that passion and that fire and bring it up to the forefront. And Seven of Rods in this particular situation for you has allowed you to do that. But look, you're rising above all of this as well. So you don't need to go overboard. You don't need to be like, I'm going to freaking get every single person. No, you don't, because let's face it, that doesn't get you anywhere. But as you're learning how to deal with these people in these particular, I keep getting like particular institutions, the institution. So it could be a job thing, or it could be you just trying to knock on doors or trying to get a new job or interviews or something. Know that this is all a learning curve for you as well, okay? It's all adding to you as a person, so it's important that you do that. But I get as well that this is not your normal gig. Like you don't really run after people. Do you know what I mean? You don't really you just don't. Like you do your thing, you want it, you go get it, you put in the work and you get it. Like that's your gig, and you believe in that process of really putting work in. So coming up with this fire energy, it's new for you, and it might be a little bit too much. But I need to tell you, you're doing all right here, okay? And it might be too much because that's near to the end of the week. And they come in the start of the week then of, is it the 22nd? Yeah, May the 22nd, the Monday. Right? You've got the Four of Swords here. Okay, so whatever this battle was, Capricorn, it's just, you were coming in, you were happy out, and then boom, you had to deal with this. I kind of feel like you understood though that this was an undercurrent. This doesn't just feel like, I know I say boom and there you are. I kind of feel like you knew it was here and this is why you've done this, and that's why you've brought yourself forward, being like, this is who I am and I'm very secure emotionally, especially in myself. And that sort of confidence may have triggered one or two people that, just people are, as much as I love people, you gotta admit, people were odd. We're a bit odd. Seeing someone who's within themselves quietly confident and walks with pride, people misinterpret that as like arrogance or ego or who do they think they are, and they'll come at you, and it's their own issue. It's their own issue. You've had to deal with this and maybe it was a bit too much for you in this fiery energy, and then you come in here and it's like, oh, Four of Swords, what's going on? Mentally you're like, I can't do this right now. I need to take a step back from this. And as well, I'm glad you're doing this because Earth, Virgo, Taurus and Capricorn, you guys have a big issue with slowing down, or like just putting the to-do list to the side and being like, not today, not today. But this has all had an impact on you. This really has. And you've come in then for the start of May the 22nd in this Four of Swords energy, which is like Libra, Gemini and Aquarius. But it's a lot of mental and verbal energy. And I think you're just kind of mentally drained with having to deal whatever this was near to the end of the first week. And it's okay. You're doing the right thing in many ways. I know that's like sword energy can cut you, yeah, but Four of Swords isn't too bad in the sense that this is all about healing yourself. It can be grief, it can be someone dying. Like, I don't feel this at all. It's very rare that I feel sort of death in that sense or grief in that sense. It's very much about sickness and healing the sickness. Now obviously sickness, as we know, doesn't just need to be a physical thing, can be a mental thing. And maybe whatever this was at the end of the first week, you're coming in, you're going, I'm just John, I can't. Oh Jesus, I don't feel well. I feel tired. I feel drained. I can't talk to anyone. I don't want to talk to anyone. It's very much like you don't want to have to put on that mask of the happy. And you don't really want to go outside. You're just like, do you know what, world, just leave me alone for the start of this week. Now obviously, because most of us work, or most of us, I say, I don't work normal hours, I work night hours. So for a lot of you, I imagine, if you're full-time mothers, Jesus, and dads, you're like on all the time. If you're like working full-time in industries and corporations or wherever, like you don't really have time to say, no, go away world, give me my 5 minutes here. But you'll feel like that, you will. But as I said, there's sickness in this, but know that there's healing as well. So you're making this choice to, yes, step back, and yes, say, not today, just not today. No more life lessons today, please, no more. I've kind of had my fill the last while. And there's a retreat in this, but a retreat that allows your mental thinking, your processes, to balance themselves out. Like, I know I use that word a lot. I'm going to have to think of a different word for you. Equalize, I guess. Come back to your equilibrium. Allow it to stabilize in many ways. So yeah, I feel like you're just like, ugh. Do you know, if this knight just put up his hand against the sword, to be like, not today. This is you. So do you know what? Don't feel bad about taking the time to take care of yourself. Because you have to, like, you can't, so many people run themselves ragged, like, and one of the reasons why I haven't been back here as well for so long, really, is because after all the stuff that I had to do, I was like, okay, you need to, like, balance out yourself now. Being the typical Libra, it's like, okay, It's time to take care of your mind and body now. And that's what I've been doing. So I could come back here and give my best self to you. And know that you guys have to do that in the world as well. Don't exhaust yourself to such a degree. Check in. Take time out. Breathe. And when you do, what's really cool midweek, you got Ace of Pentacles coming in. So Pentacles, your suit, yay, you've shown up a little bit. Not too much. So because I don't see much of your own suit, I feel like you're kind of out of your comfort zone a little bit, but you're handling it well. You really are. So Ace of Pentacles, beautiful earth element again. And again, what are aces? They are the particular suits in its most purest form. So you've got all those wonderful characteristics of earthly elements. You've got your practicality, you've got tangibility, you've got material goods, you've got financial wealth, you've got emotional wealth, you've got health wealth as well, which is a great to see that as a knock-on from your Four of Swords, yeah? You've bumped up, you know? You've wound up in this game of life, in this particular chapter. You've come out of this. You've gone, okay, I'm cooling my jets, I'm taking it easy. And I'm not going to feel bad for that. And then, ooh, you've got this opportunity. So it could be, yes, so very much so, your health then, your mental health and all that. You just feel literally more rounded, more whole again. And as this took a few chips out of you, yeah? This kind of poked the fire a little bit too much, I think. And then this Ace of Pentacles comes along and is like, no, we are going to get you back to you. But there's an opportunity as well that allows you to do that. And something's going on here with this Emperor. This felt very singular, very you. And then all of a sudden here, you're going to be given an opportunity in some sense. And it might be a job opportunity. And it also might be like, for some of you, I'm kind of getting this, like a charity opportunity. Like, to help in the community, like resources, you know, like local resources in the community, like what's the word, you know them, like just that things that you put on in particular for that particular community, like like resource centers and stuff like that, things that are for the community, and a lot of times have volunteers and stuff like that. So it might be you coming into that volunteering, or if you know, wanting to get back onto ground level a little bit more. And yeah, this is funny. I'm kind of getting this, you getting back to your roots. I literally have that song on my head. Go back to my roots. That's what I don't sing, sorry about that. But there you go. Like, this is what it feels like. It feels like you felt in your element here, as I said, right? Ooh. You had all the other suits here, then boom, you come back into play. I feel like you want to get your feet back onto the soil. You want to like root yourself. This looks really funny, me doing that. It's kind of like this claw thing, but you want to feel the earth again. And not even in the physical sense. I mean, you want to just get back to what you know. But there's something here that's going to allow you to do that as well. And it's going to be with this Emperor. So you have two major arcanas at the start of all of this, your first 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, and then at the end he's going to be there too. And yes, like this feels like it's some sort of, the two go hand in hand, okay? So Emperor, again, major arcana energy. He is like the top dog. Like, I mean, the top dog. He's above all the kings as well. This guy has seen it, he's heard it, he's done it all. He's been through his own wars as well. He's been through battles with people, which is something that he can sympathize with you here. But he sits on a very different throne, my friends. He's someone that, yes, at times can be very stubborn. Yes, he can be very bossy. Yes, he can be very vocal about how bossy he is at times. And sometimes as well, he's got this little bit of an ego. It's an Aries card as well. So you imagine all those wonderful qualities of an Aries, and then throw into the mix as well all what may be perceived as negative qualities of an Aries. The positive qualities kind of stretching so far that they turn into negatives almost. You're like, you know, they're really good, they're really direct, they're quite passionate, and then they're so passionate though it's a little bit too much, or, you know, it's that sort of thing. But I don't normally go by gender, by the way, in all my cards, you guys know this, but this definitely feels like a man. This feels like this is a male presence. And he's coming in and he's saying, look, I have this opportunity for you. Like, do you want to take it? Do you want this? Or it could be the flip side where it's like this opportunity involves this man that you will later meet at the end of these 2 weeks. Could be an employer. Could be a job opportunity. But I don't know why I keep getting like volunteer work and you're just throwing everything to the side and going like, nah, I gotta get me again. I gotta figure out what this is about me, because this is after doing something to you a little bit. It's knocked you. It has knocked you, no doubt. I like this. Let me just pull a few, like I don't really want to clarify as such because it feels great. And it feels like, because you know the Emperor is obviously fire energy as well, Aries. It feels like this Ace of Pentacles is kind of on fire a little bit. So that's just... Okay, cool. Oh, 2. Sorry, 2, 2, 2. All right. Can you see that? Pop them in the middle for you, all right? Okay. So, let me just check now. Oh. When I said about starting from the ground up, you guys are thinking of going into your own business or starting your own business. But this is something that you're not just like, okay, back to the drawing board of pen and paper. Like, it's already kind of in you, but it presents as an opportunity, if that makes sense. Someone's like, yeah, okay, I'll back you. Yeah, I'll invest in you. Or it's funny because you're like, whoa, this is just something that I thought of. And then all of a sudden, in a kind of weird series of events, it's been given as an opportunity for you. You're like, wow, that's really cool. And this Aries is there with it. But when I said that you're building from the ground, or like you want to feel the ground and get your roots done. Get your roots done. Okay, just, sorry. That's probably me. I need to get my roots done. But it's like you want to get your feet back in the ground. You want to kind of get the roots back in the soil and start from the ground up again. It's like you're building something here. You're going to start building something, and it's like it's your own business or something. Or I keep getting like storytelling or studying. It's like maybe you're considering going back into studies and you've got someone here who's a really solid figure that kind of gives you that boost you need and that belief in yourself that you need. And you're starting again, but you're not, it's not from, as I said, it's not from the drawing board. You're already in this 3 of Pentacles energy. And this is all about building, and it's 3, so it's not the very beginning, but you're already kind of in it. Maybe this is something you've been tipping away at mentally, and then you've decided that, you know, like kind of go for it, and then boom, it comes up as an opportunity. But I also feel that you've got this, whoever this is for you, I keep getting like someone's mother, like your mother, this is your mom or something. Or someone who's a mother-like figure to you. You know, maybe not biologically, but someone who's just been a lovely, warm presence in your life that has guided you in many ways. Queen of Rods. I keep getting like the mother figure, the mother. So it's like this person, and she's just making me smile right now. This person, whoever she is, has always believed in what you could do. And has always said you should do it. Queen of Rods, again, it's that beautiful fire energy, you know? She's Queen of Wands, man. She in her own way is feisty and a little bit bossy, but she's equally as passionate and creative, and she's so loving. In a weird way, I kind of feel like there's some air element here, so maybe she's a Libra with the fire in her chart, like Leo, Sagittarius or Aries, or she's not as fiery on the outside. She's kind of cool. She's kind of calm. You know what I mean? But she's got that spark in her. That she's always believed in you and believed in you to build this. So this is... And I like that you've got 2 fire, you know? You've got people that to fuel you. You've already experienced fire in general. So you kind of get what this is about. That fire energy is about. You know how to handle them. But this is so lovely for me. Capricorn... Without kind of like putting a damper on it for you, I really feel like you should have done this a long time ago. Am I right? Like, you should have done this a long time ago. You kind of tried, you kind of started. Look, if everything falls by the wayside with this particular event or people or institution, whatever this is, like, don't worry. It had to go. You had to have that battle to get back to yourself, to heal yourself, to be given this opportunity. Because whatever you were putting out into the world with regards to this was blocking this opportunity to come in, and it was blocking this person to help you. I'm getting like quiet solidness, you know what I mean? Silent, but my God, there's something in them. And this, whoever this beautiful person is, it's always believing you, has always been on your side, is like, yeah, they see you making progress. That this, out of all of this is a progression for you. You're really building on this. Oh, wow. Capricorn, awesome. Do you not think? Yeah, I know, like, the middle of the 2 weeks, it's not great. It's not great, but look, like, sure, every day. We can't have everything great. We don't learn from that stuff. So let's just go back to your temperance energy. You're balancing yourself. You're bringing that knowledge of your emotional data with you, because there's something that will occur, an event or people, or that has been an undertone of the last few weeks anyway, that you got to battle this out. But you elevate yourself as a person. May not be the position, but as a person. But out of all that, you've got a few wounds and you need to chill, you need to heal yourself. And know that when you relax that energy, you put that out into the world, something comes to you, an opportunity that's wrapped around this fire, beautiful Aries sign, and brings you to where you're always meant to be. Capricorn, I can't stop saying this, but it's like, dude, you were always meant to be there. God, you should have done this a long time ago. But look, don't put that down as a regret. Put it down as, maybe if you should have done a long time ago, maybe, and it didn't happen, maybe because you weren't ready. Here, you're ready. How awesome. I feel good, Capricorn, and I hope you do too. And now we are going to go on to your love life, your love reading for the next 2.5 weeks. Let's go. Okay, Cappies, my lovely Capricorns, this is your love bi-weekly reading for May the 15th to May the 31st, 2017. And we're looking at, I say bi-weekly, but realistically it's like 2.5 weeks, isn't it? So let's get cracking. I've already pre-shuffled a lot before I start to record this video. So we're going to do one more, 1, 2, 3, 2 quick splits. And I want to get straight into it for you. I don't know why. I feel really anxious and real, just like, go, go, go. Is that how your love life is? Let's check it out. Or maybe you're just ready for a bit of love. Aren't we all, darlings? Aren't we all? Right, okay. We're going to do the same thing. Top line is your first week. Second line, bottom line is your second week. All right, let's see what's going on. Ooh. Right. Okay. Let's get straight into it. Right. So your first week here, this is May the 15th to the 21st. So you've got the Hermit card. This is your, oh, sorry, it's not yours. This is Virgo's, but this is a major arcana. It's your first major arcana out of 3. So 3 out of 6 ain't bad. 50-50. Let's see what's going on. So yes, the Hermit, beautiful Virgo energy. It's all about that journey within ourselves, understanding and asking the questions of who we are, where are we going, what are we doing, do I want to be here, do I want to be here in 5 years time, do I want to be here in 10 years time. Essentially, it's more so about your inner self. It's turning inwards and questioning who we are. It's about putting that mirror up to ourselves, really looking in the mirror and saying, where do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Who are you? Who are you now? As opposed to maybe even who you were 5 years ago or 2 years ago when you went through certain experiences in life. It is a very, and I said this to you in your general reading, it's a very singular journey. It is. All our journeys are singular, but I mean, this is all about you going to look for the answers within you, as opposed to allowing experiences and encounters with people to give us those answers, you know? Instead of people and events allowing us to question ourselves and we get the answers, we're going, okay, let's ask those questions, you know? That bit of self-discovery. And yes, it is a single card as such. I'm not saying that you know, that means you're single. Let's just see first of all. Okay. I'll just hold on to my thoughts for a minute here. There's something is here. But anyway, let's go. So, you're going to do this at the start of, that's May the 15th, which is the Monday. And in your general reading, you have the Temperance card, which is all about allowing your inner balance to shine, your equilibrium to stabilize in many ways, and to feel more secure in yourself, I believe. Like showing yourself, but feeling good, and you know, and saying, yes, these are my perfections, but these are also my imperfections, and I have just as much love for one as I do for the other, because hey, that's who I am. And maybe that actually comes out of the self-discovery within your love reading because of this Hermit who's here. And you possibly acquire that balance through your own inner self-discovery. Maybe your love life hasn't been going the way you'd like it to go. Maybe it's not terrible. Maybe it's not amazing, but it's just not going where you'd like it to go, and you're not where you'd like to be. So you've started to question that about yourself, and what maybe it's you, and maybe there's certain things that you could do to maybe rectify it, or more importantly, having a different approach to maybe the way you perceive love, or saying like, some things aren't working for me. What is it? What can I do to fix this? You're Capricorns, you're practical, you got it. Is there a problem? No problem. Ask a Capricorn, they'll come around to give you the exact answer in one sentence, and it will be fixed. Resolution. This, unfortunately, is a little bit longer. It takes a little bit longer, but that's okay. Sometimes we need that time to figure it all out, you know? Even at times when we can't figure it all out, we still need to give ourselves time. Allow the time to come into our lives, and allow to make the time, right? Because we're always going to have something to do. Something's always going to distract us, which sometimes we're happy to take because it's like, oh, okay. Oh no, I'm really busy with something else. I can't do this for myself. You don't want to really deal with it. And the Hermit's saying, yo, deal with it. Like, deal with it, but like, it's okay. This doesn't have to be a bad experience for you. And he's moving, you know, again, traditional Rider-Waite, he's actually looking to the left-hand side. And in many ways, I believe it's because he's looking into the past and asking those questions so that he can move forward in his self-discovery. But this one in particular, you cannot see his face, but he still holds that light. And that is his inner light that he's forever searching the answers with. Trying to figure out those little things about us, you know? He wants to know more, and he's going to learn more. This is very much the study of the self. Cool. Then you come into this midweek with this Queen of Rods. Now, you had the Queen of Queen of Rods, for your clarification on the last day of your general reading, yeah? You had the Three of Pentacles, and you had this lovely female energy. Now, Queen of Rods, again, as I'll say, is that beautiful fire essence. Someone who just emits this heat, this warmth. At times, you know, if they're in sort of a frenzy, it can look like they're actually turning, like they're just combusting into a ball of flames. She's not too corrosive in that sense. You know what I mean? You touch her, you're not going to burn. But there are times where you look at her, and when she speaks, she's kind of got this energy behind the eyes that's like, you know, she is just this bubbling pot that has a lid on it, you know? You feel that heat. I quite like her. I think she's quite cool. So this is, it doesn't, I'll be honest, okay, right? I don't feel anyone coming into this for you. I don't feel like a particular man. I don't feel a particular woman. Capricorn, you're going through something in general in your life at the moment that you're very much clearing out things, and you're experiencing and you're feeling different things. And at the moment, because this moves, yeah, this changes. At the moment, it's like you need to kind of clear stuff out before you can move forward, before somebody can come in. I don't feel someone here. I feel your past, but I don't feel someone. But like, you had the Knight of Cups here, right? For your general reading. And it was about bringing that emotional aspect of yourself forward to the forefront and saying, like, this is me. And I think this is a reoccurring theme that's going to be coming through this love reading for you as well. But really what you're learning is to love yourself. I know you accept many aspects of yourself, but I mean like really loving them. I said to you about how perfection is boring, yeah? But it really fucking is, sorry, I swear. It really is boring. Like, I like someone with imperfections, who knows it and who owns it. And you feel like they just live within this energy of themselves. It's something that you're going to be learning over the next few weeks. So this Queen of Rods, yes, we had her down here for your general reading, but guys, this is what you're starting to discover is about yourself, which you learned and have been learning in the general reading, is, as I said, allowing that inner passion to really emerge. Sometimes I know you don't want to, you might, sometimes Capricorns, not all of them like it, I'm not being biased, and I don't think this is a bad thing. You can be image conscious slightly. And I don't mean like, you know, like the Leos where they come in, they're like, look at me, I'm amazing. It's just that you are aware of, there's a certain image that you want to project. And you don't really want to sway from that. You want to be your best self. But the problem is that you limit yourself from kind of really expressing yourself. Like really expressing yourself. And so this is what this Queen of Rods energy is going to do for you. You had the Seven of Rods. Taught you some fire, yeah? And now you're starting to understand those parts of yourself that are full of fire and are full of passion. And are very heavily creative, excuse me. It's something within you that you never really show. Well, now you're starting to get that it's a very big aspect of your personality. And what is it that's so bad that, you know, what's wrong with being overly passionate about something? Do you know what I mean? Like, if anything, that is one of the most attractive traits that you see in someone. Like, you know, someone could be interested in collecting stamps, right? I'm trying to pick the most... What could be deemed as like the most uninteresting thing to be passionate about? Right, let's just pick something random like cardboard boxes. I've never heard of this, by the way, but I'm sure there are many people that are in favour of a good cardboard box. And it's like, you could be like, my God, this dude is seriously into cardboard boxes. Or this girl is into cardboard boxes. And then you get into this conversation with them and they light up. Their energy changes. Their eyes move quickly. They're more intense. They smile more. There's like something within them is set on fire. And it's like, you couldn't give a damn about cardboard boxes. But all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, I see where you're going. Oh my God, cardboard boxes. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. It's so silly. It's a silly image to give you. But when you know what I'm saying here. It's like, when you feel that passion and warmth and energy of someone, it's like one of the most attractive things. Because they are who they are and they own it, and they're not worried about how they're going to be seen. So this is what you're getting now. This is like revealing that beautiful passionate energy that you have about things that you don't always show. And then coming into the end of the week, of the first week, you've got the Star card. You've got like this beautiful, it's the Wish card. It's Aquarius actually rules this. And if you think about Aquarians as well, really kind of off the cuff. I don't like using the word quirky because I think that's like overused these days, but they're kind of coolly odd. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of different, they're kind of offbeat, but they're kind of cool because of that as well. And it's this acceptance of this part of yourself, that love that you're going to get for being able to show this and reveal yourself in a way, is allowing your wishes to come true. Like the wish being allowing people to see you for all that you are, but at the same time allowing you to accept yourself in that sense. Like, you can get acceptance from yourself or from others. First and foremost, it's for yourself. Secondary, then it's from others if you really want to. I know, Capricorn, you're not always too driven that way, but the image thing that you have at times, some of you will go, no, I don't have it. I don't, which is fine. But you know what I mean? You want to be seen a certain way. And you're starting to understand now that revealing that wonderful side of yourselves, that like the love that you have for certain things, the love that you have for yourself, it's like this, it takes all the weight off you here. You don't have to, you know, be A, B, C about it. Not worrying about saying stuff a certain ways to people and being misinterpreted at times. You're like, nah, screw it, this is all. Do you know what? Yes, I am this, but also I'm this, this, and this. Did you know? And people are like, okay, all right. You're like this. Yes, it is the wish card, but it's a star card. Like, you're going to shine in a different way here, Capricorn, because you're starting to undo all those tight buckles that you have on the inside, all your kind of inner morals and ethics. And I don't mean that they completely change or that you'll ever let that go, like your own inner moral code, but it's like you allow them to push against your boundaries a bit more, and you allow your boundaries of yourself to expand more. And in doing that, you feel a bit more relieved within yourself. You still got control, but you feel more relieved. And then people see that within you, and then they see all these wonderful other sides to you, and it's like, boom, you shine. You get what you wish for, which is allowing to be yourself, but you accept yourself. And when people see that you accept yourself and you respect yourself, they go, okay, that's someone that I accept. That's someone I want in my life. This is all about giving an energy that certain people pick up on. And you want to pick up on the right people. You want to draw them to you. But you got to show the side of you too. But I feel this, it's good. I'm like overly smiling. It's fun, it's warm, it's creative, it's silly. Do you know what I mean? It's stupid stuff. And it's not worrying about that. Like being a joker, being a kid at heart. Like it's all messing, it's all fun. Because you got to have that in love relationships as well. You don't always want to be the serious one. Like, that's boring as well. It's boring. Don't I do that? So interesting enough, then we come into your second week, and something has triggered you in your first week. Could be your self-discovery at the start. As you're feeling good, Capricorn, I feel this, you feel good, and I feel good for you. But something has triggered you to go into this devil energy, and oddly enough, strangely enough, it's actually your card in the major arcana. This is Capricorn, which is the devil. So guys, I'm really feeling your past is coming up here. It's like, this is strong. Hold on, let's do some clarification on this, yeah? It's like you're kind of like, why didn't I do this before? And you're going, why didn't I do this before? Starting to question with the Hermit card. And you're starting to look back. Okay. Let's see why you're looking back. Can you see? I'll just turn these over for now so that they don't kind of impact on your visuals, yeah? Okay. Okay, so let's start with the Devil card. Devil card, the illustration is, in the traditional Rider-Waite, as I keep saying, is separate to, or is linked to the Lover's card, which is ruled by Gemini. Visually it is. So we got the Lover's card, it's lovely, it's beautiful, it's like those beautiful lovers coming together, both naked. But the Devil card is the complete opposite of that, right? So we've got two people who are looking the opposite way. They're not really looking at each other, not seeing each other for who they are. But they're stuck in this toxic environment, this poisonous energy almost, you know? It's not always to say that either party are to blame, and it's not always to say that either party are wrong or the cause of this toxic energy. Sometimes we just create that. Different people spark different things in us. It doesn't mean that you're both bad, it just means that you're stuck in something. And this feels, whoever you were with, Capricorn, or actually it wasn't a Capricorn. Could be water or air. Could be air. An air person? Air. I keep getting air. It could be a case that you two both knew that this wasn't working and it wasn't right, and yet you stayed in this energy. This almost, like, you know, just not obsessive, because the devil can be about being obsessed, but it's like an abusive relationship in the sense that not maybe physical, but it could be mental and it could be emotional. You're wearing each other down. You know, when people don't have that talk that they need to have in order to end the relationship, instead you stay in this toxic energy and you just kind of chip away at each other. Do you know, that's horrible. It's horrible we do that to each other because we don't have the courage at the time or strength to say, we need to end this, but you stay chained. Well, this is your past relationship, and I'm sorry that you guys have gone through this, but you know, you had to. And to be fair, like, nobody gets away with being in wonderful, loving relationships all the time. Like, nobody does. And if people say that they are, like, it's a lie. Yeah, trust me, it's a lie. But just looking back on here now, on this previous relationship, I feel like it was very much a whirlwind scenario. It was very fast. You were very much in love, and you're like, I mean, you fell fucking head over heels, Capricorn. I know you said Cancer, so maybe I said it could have been a water sign, so you may have been involved with a Cancer. Doesn't feel like a Pisces, it feels like a Cancer. Chariot is also Cancer, but here feels like a Cancer. And in many ways, like, you let your guard down, Capricorn, and you are normally like a slow burner, but you went, no, let's go, I feel this too. And this person kind of triggered something in you that was like, yes, I can just love, and I don't have to worry about it, or I don't have to go, right, there's certain amount of dates we have to go on, and I like to know someone for this amount of time. That didn't happen. You went full force in it with them because they encouraged you to do that, and they said, like, I feel it, don't you feel it? And it's something inspiring that just went, yeah, do you know what, I do feel it, and yeah, I want to go with you on this journey. It was pretty freaking fast. Like, it felt like you was just, all of a sudden you were living together, the parents, you met the extended family, you know, it was all thrown in together. Like, all, I keep getting like within a month or two, within the first month. That could be for some of you, but maybe the L bomb was dropped within the first month. Like, do you know what I mean? It was fast, it was intense, it was like, woof. And you ran away with each other, and you had this beautiful, like, 10 of Cups energy, which is beautiful emotional abundance with someone, you know what I mean? It's like the good, and it's everything. Like, it really is so much emotional fulfillment. Like, it's just gorgeous. This is such a great card. And as well, then you've got the 6 of Cups with this, which is like just even together, aren't they two lovely cards? Two people looking at each other, and this particular love that you had was very much emotionally comforting for you in many ways. Like, whatever way you deal with emotions, this person was able to help you deal with them, but kind of help you to heal and grow from them. Like, overall, this feels good. This feels like a 1 to 6 month thing. I know we've got the 10 there, but no, it could have been just a beautiful like honeymoon period. But whatever happened, you know, sometimes life creeps in, and day-to-day life can slowly tear away at the love that we create with someone. Maybe you had other ambitions, maybe they had their own ambitions, which is fine, but you couldn't find a way to make it work. In this case, these two people aren't seeing each other. So maybe even physically you guys weren't seeing each other. But then in turn, because of that, you weren't spending enough time together, you started to not see each other anymore as people, as lovers. So Capricorn, this is, you know, you're going back and you're questioning all of that loveliness, and maybe why didn't it happen, and why couldn't it have stayed, or what could I have done to keep this? Honestly, probably nothing. Sometimes these relationships come in to show us and allow us to reveal the other sides to ourselves, and allows us to reveal our emotional side to someone without judgment. But know that they're only there for a certain amount of time. It's unfortunate that a lot of things in life have expiration dates for us. But they need to, because they serve the purpose for that particular time. If you really question that time in your life, ask yourself a few things. Was I very lonely prior to that? Did I really feel like I had someone close to me in my life that I could rely on and really say anything to? Was I emotionally developed at that stage of my life? That's a big question, because this person helped you to do that. So yes, it came out that you guys just weren't seeing eye to eye anymore. But know that they did give you a gift in all of this. And whoever they are now, or whomever they are with now, know that that person is for them to continue on their emotional journey. At the moment for you, it's about your personal development in love and in yourself and in loving yourself. I know it's probably what some of you don't want to hear. You want to, and I'd love to be like, oh my God, there's some tall, dark, handsome man or woman walking in, you know, I'd love to tell you that. But I gotta give you the tea, you know what I mean? I gotta give you the tea. And isn't it better to know all this, and let's tackle this and flow in this, so that when we come to the real parts of love, we love freely and we allow love to be free. Because there was no freedom at the end of this. Maybe being physical, like you're two different people, you can do what you want. But realistically, there wasn't a space anymore. I think you guys were really close as well. It's like you did a lot together, or you were just always together. It's not always a healthy thing. You have to have your own life. You have to go out and you have to do your own thing. Give yourself time. It feels like in this, there was no more room created between the two of you for love to grow. And love looked at that and said, I can't be here. Both of them aren't looking for this, so I can't be here anymore. And that's why it ended. Do you see? And you'd never turn into who you're turning into now. Loving those sides of yourself. Loving you. Right? So tough, tough bit of, like, I could feel this happen even earlier, or in your general reading, where the end of the first week and start of the last week were a little bit tough on you. So, I think as well, because of knock-on effect, then you start to question your love life and who you were then, and excuse me, and all that. Having someone, when I said having someone to just even be like confide in, really, who can hug you and not say anything, but you just say what you need to say, like you kind of feel like you don't have that, and the Seven of Rods here maybe triggered needing someone, and boom, you went back into the past. But you don't stay long. There's a lot of recognition here that you get from going back. You can always go back into this energy, yeah? But just don't stay in it too long, because you allow it to grow, you allow it to manifest, and it's in the past for a reason. You got to move forward. Like, it's for you. This is all for you. So yes, you look at it, and you look at, really as well, happier times. But remember, this had to go. It just had to. So you could become you. That's just, it's more important. And I think you get this now because you understand the learning curves of what all that taught you. You bring into the Eight of Pentacles, which is your own suit. And look at all this development that you have here. Look at all those, as I always say, Pentacles, aspects of the self. Look what you took from this. When I asked you the question of, excuse me, your emotional development, how emotionally developed were you before this? And now you have that with you. You had it with the Knight of Cups, and you got it with your Eight of Pentacles, because you've worked on yourself since then. This feels great, Capricorn. You're probably going, oh yeah, great. Oh, myself again, by myself again. Hey, this is your period to be by yourself, because it might come, more than likely will come a day where you don't have that luxury to indulge in yourself and to love yourself. Taking time to take care of yourself. Being like, I'm going to have a bath now. I'm going to have candles. I'm going to have a glass of wine. I'm going to have a great time. Then I'm going to go to bed in my double bed that has fresh sheets and there's no man in it or no woman. And I'm like, going to get in, I'm going to snuggle up and I'm going to fall asleep. Do you know? It's enjoying and indulging in the things that we like to do for ourselves. And the lessons that we've learned along the way, knowing that, didn't hardly have time to do that before. He didn't or she didn't really allow me to do that before. They didn't like it. And so I had to change. Like, you're like, oh, I get to enjoy it. Thanks. Thanks very much. This is wealth in understanding how you love, who you love, or who you'd like to love. More importantly, how you love someone and what you require back from them. Sometimes these relationships don't work because that person that we're with doesn't understand that we need a certain kind of love, particular to ourselves as the individual, and or they are unwilling to give us that love. But they might not be able to, they mightn't have that resource in them to be that love that we need. So we can get on fantastically. There could be a great friendship, really intense romance, but realistically, if they don't give you the love or can't give you the love that you require, it's not going to work. But now you know this about yourself. You know you require. You've learned your lessons in that. You're going, yeah, I get it. And there's a feel-good factor in this. And you're probably going, Capricorn, you're probably like, geez, where is it? Like, where is it? When can I feel good? You got to feel good in yourself first. There's a little bit more to go. But you like I keep saying this, you got this. You're in it. You got you. Once you have you, you're going to start attracting people that you really want in your life. And coming to the end of this week then, you've got your 8 coming into your 9. You're back into the rods. Do you know what I mean? You're back into her. She's saying, don't forget me. No. You felt like this. Let's go back. Let's feel like this. Yeah, you get a little bit of time to focus on the past. But boom, let's go back in. And 9 of Rods pops up at the end of the week. Now, 9 of Rods can be this somewhat fearful card. It's rods again. It's beautiful fire energy. It's love. It's lust. It's passion. It's intense at times. This card is intense for the opposite reason. It's intense because it's so fearful of what may come or what we can sense is coming. It's intimidation as well. We are intimidated by something in particular. We're intimidated by someone. And maybe it's a case that, because you've been doing well. Excuse me. And then you kind of just backtrack. You're like 8, 9, 10. You're ready for the 10 for completion, nearly completion of yourself and you in your entirety. And then you go, wait. you just kind of stop. And you're like, well, what about, but I need to, it's okay. What is there? What else is there that you need to take care of? Sometimes as well, in love readings, this is like love approaching you. You know it's approaching you. Not in a very full force sort of way, like, hey, do you want to go out with me sometime? But you feel something with someone. You could feel it potentially moving and growing. And then this fear is just, it vibrates within you and grows up around you. And Rods and Wands, again, is about love. So it's like being fearful of going into love again. Normally, this card, when we pull back in the Rider-Waite deck, because I always like to use that as a reference because that's the one that everyone initially starts with in tarot reading, and it's one of the most visually recognized decks. But if we pull out, as if we're a camel, if we pull out and we look at the traditional Rider-Waite deck, here we have someone in full form, this big, and you can see through the rods, and it's like this beautiful landscape, and you've got the sun is shining and the house, and like it's lovely. And I always use the phrase seeing the wood for the trees, like really seeing something for what it is. You're so scared, you're like peekaboo, like you're picking out at stuff. You're like, oh, I just need to feel safe before I can feel like love can come in, or it's coming in and I was working on myself. I was doing great. And then look, chill out, Capricorn. You can take whatever this is at whatever pace you want. All right? You can. You can always set your boundaries with people, but don't set them don't make a wall so high they can't get over to you. Do you know what I mean? Like, have a look out there. What's so bad out there? If we start to get into the mind frame of expectations and what we believe that person expects of us, sure, we are never going to be in a successful relationship. And I thought this as I was initially looking at this card and talking to you, but I kept getting the word expectations, and it's like you're so fearful of not reaching someone else's expectations. And first of all, if anyone puts all their expectations on you, shame on them, because there's no way they could meet your expectations or other people's expectations. You just got to be you. You got to let it in a bit. You got to explore a little bit. So you got to feel like someone you know is like about to ask you to go on a date with them and you're freaking out or something. I don't know why you're freaking out. Like, do you know what? If someone asks you, or if you like someone, be like, do you want to go out? And the weather, I don't know where you're viewing from this at the moment, but hopefully, because we're May, you've got a bit of sun shining. And I said to you at the start of all this entire reading, the other reading as well, get outside. So even just be like, hey, do you want to meet up and go for a trek around this lake that's gorgeous? And it's like, yeah, okay. Like, you set the tone. Set your boundaries. Be outside and have a bit of fun and allow it to flow. Don't be so scared, Capricorn. It's like, yes, I'm going, I'm moving. Yes, it was hard, but I'm learning. And oh, hold on. Hold the phone. I'm not ready for that. That's okay if you're not. Because as I said, this is all about you learning to love yourself. But if there's a little romantic encounter, hey, what's the worst that can happen? Nothing really. You go out, you're with someone. If you don't click, it doesn't click, it's fine. But you had a nice day with a nice person, or a nice afternoon, or whatever. And if you don't want to spend all day with them, go, oh, I'm really busy tonight, so can I stay out for a few hours? Yeah, till 4 or till 3, you know. Just a little white lie never hurt anyone, do you know what I mean? Like, just one card. I feel just one card needs to get you moving and grooving on this. Of course it does. Of course it is. And I knew it was going to be a good card. Judgment. Excuse me. Revealing yourself, hearing your highest calling and moving with it, and knowing that inherently you know where you need to go, even at times when mentally we're not quite sure where we're going or who we're going there with, but we're going. We're really stripping ourselves. We're shedding that skin like a snake, the way they shed a skin and they become new again. And that's what it is. This is all about this for you. So all these expectations that you have that may have come from previous relationships, go like, look, I shed that skin. I shed that way of thinking that I need to be a certain way, a certain perfection, a certain standard for everyone else. Be your own standard, Capricorn. Be your own standard. Have your own standard for yourself. As again, not so high as that people can't get over your wall. Do you know what I mean? Because people will give up after a while. They get tired of trying. But you got to step into yourself. You got to step into who you are now and to where you're going now. So look, I drew this card because I didn't want you to be stuck at the end of the week going, just being in fear almost. This card is for you to see that you are not going to be in fear. You're moving to where you need to be. And those little things that you're hearing within yourself, those ideas that you have, those things that maybe pull you out of your comfort zone a little bit, are there so that you can grow. And you can move forward with yourself in understanding the love that you require for yourself before you give yourself to someone else. Well, Capricorn, what do you reckon? It's a little bit full on, maybe. Now, your general reading, your love reading, neither are disastrous by any means. Neither have like an overall like energy. This is your past. Excuse me. You know, this just feels like, the only way I can describe it is it has a lot of dust on it. It feels like one of those books in our lives that we have on the bookshelf and it's gathered dust and, you know, it's there. You've read it. You're not really interested in going into it for too long again. There's a lot. This is like, there aren't major arcanas that are really pushing into your life for you to learn the life lessons. But it's, your two readings are really about making decisions for you that will allow you to expand in ways that you weren't allowing yourself to expand before. Saying yes to some things that you may have said no to before, and like just experiencing the outcome. Capricorn, you got this. I need you to know you got this. It won't feel comfortable all of the time. And it's not meant to. It's not meant to, because you're on something that's far more greater. You're on a path far more greater than you ever could have imagined. But you gotta emotionally be ready for it. And that's what all of this is. It's what's happening in your general life. It's what's happening in your love life. Just so you can be ready for this moment. And it will come. We don't know when it will. It won't be in the next 2 weeks. Might be 2 months, 2 years, it could be 20 years, who knows, but it will come, Capricorn. And that's why you got to do all this. That's why this is coming in for you. Okay? Right, my beautiful Capricorns, this has been your bi-weekly reading for May the 15th to May the 31st, 2017. I hope I gave you some really good guidance here. I hope I did. If you dig what I do, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. If you have any questions, please leave a question. I'll try my best to answer it. And also remember, I do private readings. So if you would like a private reading from me, my email is below. I'll email you my price list and we can get you sorted on that. Capricorn, you have a fantastic next 2 weeks. Have, you know, as much as you can, you get outside, you get outdoors, and you take a few deep breaths. You stand on that mountain and you just take a few deep breaths and you just be. All right? Because you're going to need that. You need that composure for the next few weeks. I got you. We all got you. And remember, you're always welcome to this Tuatha. This is your tribe and you're always welcome here. I will see you in the very first week of June. Can't believe it. I'll see you then. Have a great week. 2 weeks. Take care. Bye-bye.